And I'm Fatima.
This is Fatash.
Fatash! Ashley!
Mm,
Ashley, where's your energy? Did you put
I
it
don't
somewhere?
know. It's gone. I've
Your
not.
avatar is side-eyeing me. I didn't even do nothing. And
I've not felt myself in days.
days.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't on the show last week.
I thought your mom came to
Yeah,
say
my
hello.
mom came down because I wasn't feeling myself.
Oh,
So I was pretty much on just being babysat by family members for the last week.
okay.
So, this is me trying to get back into a pattern, regularity. So,
Well, like hugs from far away. So
I don't like touch.
that. Well, I'm not actually touching you, Ashley. It's from far
I
away. Like,
know.
feel my
Yes.
intention for you to like feel better eventually once you get
Yes.
to where you're going.
Yep. Thanks. I did get what was that book you kept suggesting?
The Artist Way.
My aunt had it.
Oh,
The
which
aunt that
aunt?
I said was pretty much you. Cause you're how old? You're 42.
Don't tell everybody my age again.
Whatever. They'll
I'm in my
forget.
40s. I'm in my 40s.
Yeah. So is my aunt. So I think y'all are, there might be like a 4-year difference or something. But she also had the book. So
Did she have any
she's,
feelings about the book?
I mean, she likes it. She was the
Okay.
one that recommended that I try it. I haven't though yet. I have it. I have it next to me on the couch, but I haven't engaged with it since I read the first chapter because I just haven't really felt like reading. Meanwhile, I once again have a stack of books that I have not
Yeah.
read yet. So, on top of the books that I actually wanted to read for entertainment, now The Artist's Way is more homework, and I've not done
It
it
is.
yet.
It is homework. It is a book that you do more than you read. It's like you read a little and then you have stuff to do. And you have stuff to do every day.
Especially the fucking writing. I don't want to write.
Yeah, that is something like the morning pages kept me from engaging with that book for a long time. Like I've known about this book since it came out, and it's always something where it's just kind of like I should pick that up, and then I didn't do it. And I tried to like do it in earnest last last year around this time,
Mm-hmm.
and I struggled mightily, like skipped my morning pages, skipped whole weeks, and didn't make it past week 4. But I'm doing a lot better this time. Like I'm on track and I'm on week 7 and haven't missed a day. And I've been keeping up with my artist dates and all of that. But what helped me to get to that point was failing the first time because like I it took me a long time to like figure out like what she meant by morning pages. Like she says like 3 pages every morning, and it's just kind of like, well, 3 pages of what size book? Like she doesn't specify. So 3 pages can mean like different things depending on like what size book. So like what I found for me, like what I can write in 30 minutes or less was like just a regular size notebook that is college ruled, just 1 page front and back. And that seems to do the trick for me. But
Yeah, my
people
aunt
have to
pretty
find their
much
own flow.
gave me one of those giant college ruled wide ass notebooks.
Hmm. I just, like I said, 1 page front and back. Because if I did 3, like I'd be there for a long time.
I hate writing. I hate
Really,
writing.
I didn't know that about you,
I
and
do
I'm
not.
surprised.
I don't like writing. I did well in writing. I don't like my writing.
Hmm.
It's a weird, I don't know if dichotomy is the word, but it's like I like reading. I don't like
And you
writing.
have written stuff.
I mean, I had to in high school. I write
Well,
emails.
no, you sent me something that looked like a book that you had written. You wrote
I
something.
think I gave you I think a pilot script that I had written.
Okay.
Which even in writing a script, there's a different way in writing a script than like how you would write a novel, which was one of the critiques I got when I submitted that pilot, was that the format in which I was writing the script was not conducive for a script. Even though they enjoyed it, it just, I don't know, there's just certain ways of describing things that are better suited in a script format than what I was doing. But yeah, I feel like my writing in general is usually too clinical. Again,
Okay,
I always got high grades in school for it, but like nowadays, like every time I get a critique from work, it's my fucking tone in my emails. And it's not even that bad. It's just I'm not keying with people in the emails. I'm just trying to get to the point. Like, you get a greeting. It's not like it's all caps demanding stuff. It's
that's
like, hey,
very
so and so, did you
annoying.
do such and such? Or, I get put on a job. And I'm like, all right, sounds good. Like that what else do you want from me? But then like other coworkers be like, yeah, this will be fun. Like,
I remember in grad school, when we did like meet and greets where sometimes we would bring in professors from other universities and they would get like a stipend from the school to like come and like talk during our regular meetings. And then like either before or after we would do like lunch, and there'd be like a lot of communication you had to do with the speaker to set that up. And I remember that I really liked working with a particular person because he could like soften up the language perfectly of emails, whereas I was more like matter of fact. So, and we could like divide the labor up really, really nicely, with him doing all of the like personal nicey nice stuff and me doing all of the like scheduling to make sure that things run on time.
I mean, and when I'm working with, generally when I'm doing these emails, it's usually like on the behalf of someone anyway. So I would like type up an email and I'll put it in the chat, be like, hey, this is the email I'm about to send out. This look good to y'all, and I'll send it out or whatever. Like, I'm just trying as the assistant, I'm just trying to keep things running smoothly, and I'm trying to keep track of everything. Like,
you know what might be helpful to you? Chat GPT. You can tell Chat GPT, like, this is the information that I want to send out to this email. Help me to soften the language. No? Why? Why not?
I mean, well, for one, I have Grammarly, and Grammarly does something similar. Like, it'll tell me if my tone is like professional or friendly. But this is one of those things where I have to curtail my tone to the people specifically that I'm talking to. And that's something that oftentimes I don't have enough reference. I think I need to feed ChatGPT in terms of just knowing who this person is. It's that human element I feel like you need when interacting with people, at least in this format. Like, this is not like a general email blast that's going out to any and everyone. This is based on the interactions I have had with these people in a work environment. Oftentimes I don't have much experience with these people, let alone in person. So that is why my tone in emails, at least, I feel come across as too matter of fact. Even though, again, like, I'm not a fucking robot in my emails. It's just I'm not keying with people. Like, I'm just not, like, here's the link you asked for. Let us know if you need anything else. Like, or sometimes I don't even put, let us know if you need anything else. Because guess what? You're going to. It's obvious. Here's the link you asked for. Here's the details of what's in the link. Maybe I'll throw in a have a good night if it's like the last thing of the night. Or if there's something that we threw in there that they didn't ask for, then it's like, we also added this. Let us know what you think. Because in the instance of us throwing in something you ain't asked for, now we do want to know what you think. But when it comes down to shit that you have specifically asked for us to do, I'm not going to ask you, let us know what you think. It's redundant to me. You're going to tell me regardless. And even in the time, there are times we'll get emails from folks and they're like, hey, can I get the link to such and such, such and such? And I know I sent them the link 5 weeks ago, and I'm just thinking, like, why don't you just search your goddamn emails? Because that's what I do. When I can't find shit, I use my Google, and I just search in my email because I have things tagged. People sit here, they'll send emails, don't have headers. All my headers have the subject being whatever the project is, project number, date, what this is about, this particular project. So whenever I need to find shit and I search my inbox, it'll bring up all the keywords I asked for. Posting link, such and such date, boom, is right there. But the people I'm working with, they're not always, I don't know what their inbox look like. Their inbox ain't organized like mine. So instead of me being in the email talking about I sent it last week, that'd be rude, is what I'm thinking. But I'm not gonna write that out. I just go into my email, find the link, and be like, here you go again. Or not even again, just here you go. That's it. Like
You could always go back to your old email and then forward.
Yeah, sometimes I do.
So that they can see the date which it was sent to them originally. Yeah.
Sometimes I do, depending on who it is I'm sending it to, because like if it's if it's like my producers and they need it for their own records, like they'll be like, hey, can you send me such and such? And I'll be like, I'm pretty sure you were on the chain. And then I'll forward it to them to show them, see, here you are on the chain, just so they know they weren't going crazy. Because I sometimes feel like I'm going crazy. I'm like, was I on the chain that had such and such information? Which sometimes you just fall off, especially if you're like being added to a project after the fact. Now you gotta be CC'd on all the prior emails, and sometimes in those forwardings,
that sounds like a mess.
Sometimes in those forwardings in CCing, links don't transfer over, attachments don't transfer over. There's oftentimes attachments aren't transferred over. So it's like, this job has taught me to be a lot more patient with people and information retention and sending. Because you go into these professional fields and you expect everyone to be working on a professional level, or like an idea of what you think is professional. And 9 times out of 10, you get into that space and the reality of what you think professional is not the reality for what professional is in that space.
I think professional is a word that is very murky, and it's just one of those garbage words that don't mean anything.
I mean, it's
because there's such a broad range of what
exactly.
people consider to be professional. Then it's just like, wow, that's a hell of a range. What is it? What does this even mean?
Yeah, because like professional or not unprofessional would be drinking at work, depending on where your job
but that
is.
didn't well, and also it also depends on like what year it is, because that used to be commonplace for like our parents growing up. Like also, the world has changed.
But also it depends on your industry. Again, my industry, it is commonplace to have a happy hour, or like as soon as it's 5 o'clock you cracking open a beer or a wine, even if you still working on a project kind of thing. It's like, or professionalism can vary depending on the industry. So it's like professional in that sense would be, you know how to hold your liquor. You being sloppy, drunk, that is unprofessional. You being able to hold your liquor,
but then also I worked in an industry that kind of like set you up though, because it's a work function, but it's in Vegas and there's an open bar.
Oh yeah. I think I told you before. Like one of my coworkers, they'll sometimes go to the Cannes Festival,
Mm.
and part of their work event is being on a yacht. It's a yacht party.
Right. And how
You
are you
know,
supposed to dress for a yacht party around your coworkers? Like,
I mean, I've never been on a yacht. I mean, I've been on a boat, but like, I think you could dress professionally for a yacht. Like, you ain't gotta be
like
in a
other words
bikini.
that don't mean anything, business casual.
Oh shoot, I
What?
don't even know what business casual means no more. Like for me, like going into the office means like wearing, like I'll wear jeans to the office, but say I won't wear one of my like fandom related shirts or like a hoodie unless it's like a Friday. So,
Mm,
I still try to keep
yeah.
it work casual at best, because a lot of my coworkers, they'll come in with t-shirts. Like it's the men. The men, I was always floored when I would see like one of the office I worked in, one of the higher, well, not higher ups, but like in a position that was not mine as a receptionist. He came to work at least 3 times a week in a t-shirt. The same t-shirt at least twice a week. And sometimes would just be in his office playing video games because there ain't nothing else to do.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm like, wow, I could never. God forbid I don't have anything that I feel like I need to do at the front desk and I'm not doing my job.
well, you're at the front also, so
Ain't nobody here. Can't nobody
you're
see
still
me.
at the front. Somebody could
Nobody, on
somebody
top
could
of
come
that,
in at any moment.
literally the front was a glass window. I would see you coming off the elevator or up the stairs the way my computer was situated. Like the way things were situated, I can't not see who's about to come in the door. And it's not like whoever's coming through the door is going to see what's on my computer screen. So it's like I can easily minimize whatever I'm working on. And I didn't do personal stuff or anything on that computer that I did not have any issue with other people seeing, type thing. Like if I was working on sometimes I would work on personal projects to like help better my skills, but I wasn't like on Facebook. Like I don't do Facebook on work computers.
Right.
I don't even think our work computers allow us to be on Facebook. Like sometimes I have to pull from social media, and our work computers don't even let us do that. We can't be on Instagram, we can't be on Facebook, we can't be on TikTok. I'm like, I don't even want to be here. I literally need to rip videos for work. But yeah. Anyway, all that to say, my tone is one that is often come into question when in written form. So being confronted with that every day as a task in artist's way is annoying to me, especially since I don't have to do it. When I had to do it back in the day, it's because
No,
I had to
wait,
get a grade.
stop. Okay, so
I know.
artists.
I get the mentality. That's one of the things. That's one of the blocks I got to get over, is the idea of like not wanting to do it, not having to do it, but doing it because it's to better me.
Can I say something?
Go
Please.
ahead. Go ahead.
Your morning pages, you can have whatever tone you want because you are not to show it to anybody. It's just you get it. You get whatever you have to say out your system as fast as you can. That's all it is. So if your tone is not being judged by anybody. And if you're judging it, she's probably going to want you to just let that go.
I'm my worst critic. It will just be pages me saying, I don't want to fucking do this. I hate doing this. I don't like writing.
Okay.
just 50 million times.
I
because
can't
the book
hear
is
you,
full.
but I heard I don't like writing. So, okay.
Anyway,
You going in and out.
can you hear me now?
I could. You sound pixelated. I heard you say, "Can you hear me now?" But it sounds like a bad robot voice.
Oh, that's not good. I wonder if it's my mic. I have dropped it a couple times. Hold on. Can you hear me now?
You still sound pixelated.
What the fuck?
I can tell you're saying, "Can you hear me now?" But
Oh, hold on. Let's see if I can adjust the mic settings. Audio. Reduce background noise. No echo cancellation. Mic volume is up. Don't automatically adjust mic volume. Oh, that is kind of low. No, I think that's just my tone. Let me try to bring the mic all the way up since I'm not. Okay, can you hear me now?
you still sound pixelated. I'm sorry.
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my god. Hold on. What in the world?
All right, everybody, it's just me and you. I can't see anybody in the chat, but if somebody appears in the chat, you sound a little less pixelated, but still pixelated. Oh, okay. Well, she's muted herself. No, she's unmuted herself.
This is as best as I can do. I don't know what to tell you.
Ooh, okay. That's bad.
I don't know why I'm sounding pixelated to you.
Is there a fan on?
No. I mean, there's my heater behind me, but that don't hardly make
It sounds
any
like
noise.
there's a fan between you and the microphone.
The only fan will be whatever fan sound is coming out of the computer, which I mean, it's making its noise, but it's not as loud as it can often get. And the heater behind me, which between my body and my mouth being right on this mic, that should not be an issue.
Do you think just rebooting the computer and starting all over would help?
I don't know. Because I don't know if it's maybe you that can't hear it or if it's Mike.
Yeah, and we don't have Mike because Mike went to the bank to not get me some money. He sit around and listen to us instead of going to get food, going to poop, going to get food, and then going to poop.
This is what a fucking producer is supposed to do. This is what you need them in the background for.
Oh, you're starting to sound better. Maybe if you just like keep going.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe it's you because you're looking pixelated on my end anyway.
I look pixelated.
Yes.
I look good to me.
You look pixelated and delayed, but I ain't saying nothing because I can.
I look pixelated and what?
Blurred and delayed.
Oh, I think maybe it's your Wi-Fi. I think it's your Wi-Fi because you look. I look smooth and good.
Yeah, I look smooth to me too. It's whatever. It's Mike's show. If you don't want to be here to produce it and work out the kinks, then hey, it's just gonna have to be a shitty show. Matches my attitude. Anyway.
So if there's people here, you could see them, right?
Like where? Like in the
Yeah, because like I can't see them. But
yeah.
You could see them? Okay.
Yeah, because I've logged into the account. So whenever I come back to the website, I'm still technically logged in, so I can see all the mechanics and shit in the background.
Okay.
Cool. So yeah, I can see when Mike comes back to his chair.
Cool. Okay, so I have not finished reading any of the books I was supposed to be reading. But But I did attend that Bluest Eye thing that you sent me, and I even
I'm
donated some money. So
I'm so
clap
happy. How
for
much you donate? Like
me.
$5?
No, $10. Shut up, shut up, shut up.
No, I'm just saying because there was an actual like donation that you could have
Mhm.
done to get like a book. I couldn't remember what the book.
It was like
But
$50 for a book that I already have. So
no,
I gave him 10. And just told
That's
him you
good.
could keep the 10. But I really liked it. I couldn't stick around for the whole thing because I didn't realize that they weren't going to discuss it, but they were just going to read it, and in the reading was going to take like 2 videos at 3 hours apiece. So I stuck around for a little while, but also the recording is up.
Mhm.
And it'll be up until March 31st, which I thought was pretty generous. So, plenty of time to listen to the full reading, like bit by bit. But I did listen to like the first couple of chapters and really loved it. Also,
you said there wasn't a discussion though.
not that I could see. Like I was like there for a discussion, and then people they like said a few words at the beginning, and then they started reading the book, and I think it was like different readers like per chapter. So, but still pretty cool. Still pretty interesting. Heard Angela Davis took a chapter. Can't wait to get to hers.
Yeah, some people's voices just make the reading experience better.
Yeah. I was really like I only got a couple chapters in, but I was really enjoying what I did here.
That's good. I'm glad you were able to enjoy that for Black History Month.
Yeah. I'm Black this year because I did a Black thing for Black History Month. So. But also, so I was talking to my friend in London, and we were talking about, we somehow got on the subject of like AI and machine learning, and I said I wanted to know more about that. And he sent me
daddy?
He is not a sugar daddy, but he did buy me a book.
The candy daddy, the one that sends candy.
Yes, he sends me candy and snacks, and we did further discuss snacks.
And you sure he don't like you like that?
I don't know. He's never
want him to.
I don't know. Well, he's never like tried anything.
Also, you just say, you're a bird or a dude that can make you laugh, and it doesn't sound like he makes you. I
am. So I am a bird. He is very funny. I do like, but he doesn't like try anything. Like if he were to try, I would probably be receptive to it, but
he hasn't made any kind of
and that's also like I know I'm a bird, and that's why I'm always like reserved, because like I don't want to end up making all the moves. Like I've known people who have done that, and things have worked out well for them, and love that for them. But I'm not like that, because at some point I'm going to be like, am I just fooling myself? Because I have heard men say some like really like awful shit, like once they get mad. Like I have heard, and I'm not saying that my friend in London or anybody that I've dealt is like this, but I have heard these men say this type of stuff to other women, such as, I had to convince myself to like you in the first place. Like it's like, whoa, that's really messed up. Or you are the least attractive woman I've ever dated. I heard my upstairs neighbor say that to his girlfriend, and she continued to date him.
That's sad.
I don't want that to be me ever. So,
it's very rare that like a woman who is like not abhorrent pursues a guy, or not even like just tells him like, hey, I'm interested, we'd like to go out. Like guys always say, well, I don't think guys always say, but there's people who say like guys like to be pursued too. And so if a woman shows interest, I don't know many guys who will outright say no. They'll be like, oh my gosh, someone has an interest in me, I could learn to like them. unless they're like upper echelon, super hot guys, or like I can get whoever I want, and I don't have to have one girlfriend type mentality. Average to ugly dudes will probably date you if you show an interest in them, unless they're gay,
Yeah.
and then it's like, no, I don't do what you think, kind of thing. But yeah, but it's also hard because it's like every person that you have a good rapport with doesn't mean you have to date them.
Right. Right.
Sometimes they are just a good person and a good friend who happens to be of the gender that you're attracted to, but that does not mean it needs to be anything more than platonic. And with us being at the big ass ages that we are, I feel like if he was interested, he would try to broach that conversation at some point, like in a mature way of like, hey, so would you want to consider a long distance relationship? Something like that. Like, there's just a mature way of pursuing it instead of that whole, well, I mean, I've been sending you gifts for 5 years. I thought you knew we were dating. Like, no, no, that's not how that works, sir. Like, but then it's stuff like that that also makes me conservative in how I show appreciation to people who are my friend as well, because my love language is acts of service and gifting. So I'm not just going to be giving anybody just gifts like that. Like, if I think it'll suit you and I've known you long enough and it don't break the bank for me, then sure. But yeah, if y'all haven't really had that conversation, no rush. I just think it's a cute kind of relationship y'all have, platonic or otherwise, that y'all had. Cause y'all been doing this kind of like pen pal thing for like how
long? 13 years about. Like,
love that. I love that. I really do. Like I have some long term pen pal friends from Tumblr days. One is gay. Love him. Love that dude so much. And the other guy is married with a daughter, and he feels like an uncle, like, or like an older brother kind of thing, and it's never been like a weird kind of like sexual tension or anything weird. It was just, he's also like an English teacher, and I think that's where the vibe came from, because I always got along with my English teachers. So, and I think he liked my post on Tumblr, so I guess my writing wasn't as abhorrent as I made it out to be. But yeah, like, online friends of opposite genders, it can just be that. But you met him in person, right?
Yeah, I met him through oh my god, what's that online dating platform? It's really old. Oh, OkCupid. OkCupid. I met him on OkCupid when I was like hanging out with a friend in San Francisco, because my friend was like, why don't you try online dating? And I was like, I don't want to. And she was like, well, I made you a profile. That profile said all sorts of stuff that was not me. It said that I like anime. I had only watched one anime.
Yeah, no, don't do that. You gonna get some like weirdest dudes.
No, but everything worked out. I had 2 dates. I only stayed in San Francisco for like 2 weeks. I had only planned to stay there for a week, but I met 2 guys. One of them was a lawyer. I ended up dating him for a few months until I eventually ended up going to grad school. And then the other one was Sunil. Like, we didn't message that for both of them, just because of the way I am. Like, we didn't message that long before it's like, okay, like, I like your picture, you seem cool, let's meet up. And I met up with one, and then the one that I met up with, he was like, stay here for another week or so we can date, and we hung out a lot while I was there. And the other one that I met up with was Sunil, who I only met up with once at it was like Ghirardelli Square, and he took me out to dinner, and we had a lot of fun. But he's like, he was in from out of town. I was in from out of town. He was going back to London, but we like kept in touch like all throughout until like now. And so,
I
yeah.
like that. I like that like you could actually go on a date with someone. Because sometimes, yeah, when you're just in like a new city, you do want just to hang out with someone.
Mhm.
And that don't mean that's gotta be sex. It's like that I feel like that's what it's turned into. It's like people go out of town so they can have like anonymous sex. It's like, no, why can't I go out of town and just meet someone who's like local or at least from that country if I'm not from that country and just like meet a new person.
And then also like, and then so like I saw him, and then we were like pen pals, and he would occasionally like he knew how hard grad school was because he also has a PhD. He's a physicist. Um and he like, I remember I was having a bad day, and he like sent me a beer. And then also he would also send me like other British snacks. He's just nice like that. But then also like a year or so ago, he happened to be in Chicago for a conference, and he like took a little detour and came up here to Milwaukee, took me out for my birthday. We went to the zoo, we went to dinner, we went to a couple of other places. And so yeah, I have like seen him in person.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
A guy going out of their way to see you, they like you. I'm not
But
saying
also,
it's
I
necessarily
feel like,
romantic. I'm just saying they place you somewhere of importance in their
but
life.
I think it's my good friends and acquaintances are a contributing factor as to why I am single, because the men that I have met who are interested in me in romantic ways sometimes do not like meet the level of
Yeah,
treating me good that my friends do.
yeah.
And so and when I see that, it's not like I break up with people immediately, but it's just kind of like, that's been noted. And also I get like the sneaky little feeling of like, I'm not gonna let myself end up with this person forever.
Yeah, it's like you already know what it feels like to be loved.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't meet that, there's no need for you to be in my life.
I have a lot of friends, acquaintances, and family members who treat me well. Like,
yeah.
So I just
if
said
you're not given that same vibe, then you gotta go.
Right.
Because like even in the ways that your friends and family treat you well, it's going to vary from person to person, but the intention and the vibe is the same. You know.
Yeah.
And you can't fake that. You can't fake that because some dudes will try to come in and try to be like Mr. Perfect and always showing you attention and always trying to text you and call you. But like, bro, this is not something that you can actually maintain going forward after like a month. Don't even try it. Like that's why when I meet folks, I give you this is me. This is what it's going to be like to deal with me. I will text you more than call you. And sometimes I probably won't text you for like a week. Or if you do get in communication with me, it's me just sending you memes. That could be all the communication you get from me all week is just sending you a meme. That is literally how I communicate with like my brother. Me and my brother will have just a chat of just reels and memes sent back and forth, and the only communication is the different videos sent and a reaction, a little emoji reaction.
Yeah. My brother is in the same house with me. I still send him like cat videos.
Yeah.
Like, he loves them.
Exactly. I'll hang out with friends. We just in my house. I'm on the computer. They're on their cell phone. Not talking. I'm like, hey, see that thing I just sent you? That's the extent of hanging out, you know. But it's good for people to know that as soon as possible so that they don't get any false expectations of what kind of person they're getting into a
But
relationship with.
also, I feel like some, and this is something that like guys will remove themselves if they like. Sometimes they sneakily ask questions like, "Oh, so have you ever been like abused?" And I'm like, "No," and then they're
That
like,
whoa,
"Oh,"
that's
and then
so
it's like,
that's
"What?"
how. Wait a minute. What kind of
Like,
what? How do you even get into
yeah, it's like you
that line of
can't get
questioning?
into my head. They will just bring it up, like,
Like
have
that's
you?
a
And
very that's a
it
very personal
to ask that question
question.
and
It's
then for me
personal
to
and it's
detect like
loaded.
you feel sad, like, oh, I can't mess with her mind in that way, like
But
no.
also, I don't. Depending on when you ask me that, I don't know you well enough to share that with you.
Yeah,
That's yeah. That's not really a first date question. Some of those things you can
well,
kind
no,
of pick
they
up
wouldn't ask
on.
that on a first date, but there was a guy who was like kind of like hanging around, but I had told him like I didn't like him like that, but he kept trying to like figure it out. He was like, well, like, me and like you getting with me, like this could be your last chance to have kids. Like, don't you want kids? And I'm like,
God,
I mean,
I'm
I
so
like,
tired. I hate that rebuttal because I have a friend who just like a couple weeks ago had some dude hit her with that same
oh,
rebuttal when she
mm,
told him, I'm not interested in you. Like he would come by her
mhm,
place of work, not even necessarily come in. Sometimes he would just like walk by her place of work, or sometimes he would come in because he was like a customer, and it would just be business, like you're here for business reasons, this is why I'm talking to you.
right,
But he's under the assumption like, I mean, I've been talking to you and I come by your store, like I've been showing interest, like that's his way of showing interest. And I
uh,
can't remember if she said that she had dealings with him before and was like, nah, this ain't it. But she was already aware of him, and at that point, she knew she was not interested in the way that he was interested in her, and told him as much. It was like, I'm not interested in you or dating you. Like as politely as you can to somebody, and all you ugly or this, that, and third. It was just,
mhm.
I'm not interested. It's like, why not? I mean, you're getting older and you don't have many choices, and like all these reasons of
Oh,
like trying to make her feel bad and make him seem like he's the best that she's ever
I
going
don't
to
know
get.
why they think that that's gonna work. You know what? As soon as I say that, I know it has worked on somebody. Like, so, like that's
And
probably
but
it.
and at
That
the same
yeah,
time, that's like that does nothing for you either. Like, why are you begging for someone to take you as if you're
right.
the
If you would just love yourself more, you would not.
just you just walk away? Like, I'm not begging you to take me when, especially if
Yeah,
you have done everything in your ability to make yourself seem like the option. If someone still does not see you as the option for them,
move
walk away.
along.
You're
There's
not for
there's
them.
so many people out there, and somebody out there would just be like over the moon to be with you. So like, go find them.
Right.
Like,
It's like, and I mean, it's one thing to ask them for your own point of reference so that, moving forward, maybe you can move better and differently. You
sometimes
know,
people are just not compatible and there's nothing for you to
yeah,
work on. Like there's
exactly. Exactly. But sometimes just like, I'm just not into you kind of thing.
right.
But to be like, you're not going to do any better than me. It's like, but couldn't you do better than me? Like, why are you hounding me? Like, this sounds to me like you're desperate. I told you, I'm good. But now you're trying to make it seem like I need to, for my sake, when it really sounds like it's for your sake.
Right. You're trying to flip it on me. I can see you trying to flip it on me. I can see you flipping it. Like I can
Right.
see,
Like,
like
you're trying to play into like my self-esteem, and it's not gonna work, my guy.
right.
It's not just
Because
about
part of the
myself.
reason that you like me is because that self-esteem is high and healthy. So,
Or they think they see a chink in the armor and they think they can get in.
no.
Not necessarily for you, but like for other people. Like,
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
so
I
annoyed
know they
when
try it.
dudes.
I know they try it, and that type of guy is not for me. That is some like I have very few like fast and hard deal breakers, but that is one. I see you trying that shit. Shit, even if we're married with 3 kids, divorce. I want a divorce right now.
Like dudes who be trying to talk to me when I'm clearly busted, I don't trust them. Like, sir.
Oh yeah, because you're trying to get a discount. You're trying to get.
Or like I'm just trying to go to the market, so it's like, I mean, I don't wear makeup like that anyway, but like my eyebrows aren't even filled in. I'm wearing a beanie for all intents and purposes. I could just look like an effeminate boy, and you still talking to me like I'm a girl. Like, I mean, I am a girl, but like I know I'm not approach me on the street attractive right now. You see an easy target. Don't talk.
You trying to get a bargain. You trying to get.
You think like, oh, she look like that, she'll accept anything.
You're trying to get a baddie at busted ass prices. No.
Yeah, and it's not even like I got a fat ass. It'd be different. Like when my sister goes out, she doesn't like to go out without makeup. But if she were to go out in like a bonnet, you still see her fat ass. So it's like, oh snap. I'm gonna talk to that ass. That's what they trying to talk to.
I don't like that either.
I know, but I'm like, I can better.
My face is around front, you guys.
I can better understand a guy going after a chick who has a fat ass and it's not as put together as she normally is. With me, no. You turn sideways and I disappear? No. Why are you talking to me? You think you got an easy target and you don't.
Mike, okay. Does Ashley sound like she's in a tin can?
He's not at the computer anymore.
He said he was back. Why does he lie? Why does he lie so much?
He's in the studio. He's just not at the computer. But
judging Mike, I am judging you, Mike.
You were saying that you were talking to Sunil about AI
and machine learning, yes. And he sent me a book. Oh, you can't see it because it's green.
Oh, I he gave you a transparent book.
He did not give me a ghost book, but I did not know that it was going to do that. But I was not thinking, because this book is green. The title of this book is "You Look Like a Thing and I Love You," and that is a line from a machine learning thing that this woman was doing. She was trying to train the AI to generate pickup lines, and this was one of the pickup lines that it generated.
Like a thing.
Yes.
Like you.
And I love you. You look like a thing, and I love you. And it's got a little box that is holding out like a martini glass and a heart. Like, hey, I this is my pickup line.
Now, why did you send this book in particular?
Because this woman is an electrical engineer, and she runs a blog that on AI and all the weird ways that it messes up. Like, she had a very recent blog post that was talking about DALL-E 3, which is like AI image generation, and she had put in a prompt in there to like generate an image of like common animals with their animal sounds, and for a poster to like teach children animals and their sounds. And that thing messed up hard. You had things that look like horses saying ba. You had things that look like something between a horse and a sheep, like a horse head but a sheep body saying ma. You had dogs saying cat. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, AI is not as intuitive as they're trying to push it to be right now.
Also,
did you see the one? I think it was Google's generator where they wouldn't produce pictures of white people.
No.
Yeah, I forget what it was called. Like they went way overboard with the image generator. So it's like every image generated, it'd be like Vikings, but they're black. It'd be the first couple American presidents and they're black or
Awesome.
Asian. So like everyone was like a Hamilton production essentially. And then when people would like specifically ask for like white people, it would not do it. And it would like shoot back some explanation of like like it's too many white people in the media. We need to diversify type thing. And it was like,
Oh,
yeah, it was way too overcorrecting. But at the same time, people are also saying like, why are you going to an image generator when you could literally just find actual images? Like it's making shit up. Go and actually find historical images and not asking this mid-journey ass thing to generate these fake pictures.
I'm really
Yeah.
enjoying this book so far. Especially when she's talking about like what the media calls AI and what AI like really is. Sometimes there's a disconnect because the media has been busted calling all sorts of things AI that is not AI, such
The
as
media is busted and using words wrong in general. Don't get me
but
started.
with AI and all the hype around AI, they have a big problem. So like sometimes what they are calling AI is actually like humans on the other side of the world, like, oh, the AI took down my video because of blah 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 blah. And like actually that's the job of some human on the other side of the world who is making pennies on the dollar. Um Also sometimes they mistake robots who are reading scripts as AI, or people who are dressed up as robots, or like Gemini. They launched an AI called Gemini, but like their promo for it was like spliced and edited like video of somebody using it. So like that person did not use the prompt that the video would suggest that they did. That person, and also like things took a lot longer, or like they were claiming that it could do stuff that it just could not do, especially with the prompts that it was given. So yeah, I find this book very interesting so far in terms of learning about what AI is good at and the things that it is not so good at. Also, sometimes people are saying like, "Oh, it's like I read a headline today. My dad brought it up to me, and it was in the newspaper. Like, oh, like in the southeast, like 98% of companies are using AI, and it's like, well, AI is embedded into like a lot of things that we use, but it's not AI alone. It's AI plus rule-based programming, or it's AI plus a human. So one way that this works is that like sometimes like those robocalls, like it's an AI that's calling you, but if the person answers or they get too confusing, like it punts you over to a human. Like I said, he heard that I was interested. I told him I was interested in something. He sent me a book. I'm reading the book, and now we're discussing the book. It's cool. It's fun to have a smart pen pal on the other side of the world. Are you still there, Ashley? Or are you stuck?
I'm
Okay.
here. Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi being weird. I like that he sends you things.
Yeah, me too. It's sweet.
Yeah,
And I didn't ask for it. I was just kind of like, well, I'm interested in learning more about blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, I know the perfect book.
I know, and again, that's how those lines get blurred when people that you are, for all intents and purposes, attracted to, but you're not necessarily trying to date, and they do things for you without asking or expecting anything in return. That's how people get confused. And like, I mean, they like me as more than a friend. So, no, I do that for my friends too. Sometimes I just give them shit. I gave 2 of my friends albums just because they were on sale. And the holidays were around the corner. I was like, oh shit, these are only like $5. I think they've mentioned these artists. I recognize this. Here, Merry Christmas. And then for like the next 2 years, they don't get shit from me. They ain't get no birthday gifts, no Christmas gifts. It was just like I saw this one time, and Christmas just happened to be around the corner. And then one of them didn't even get one of the gifts because I gave it to him. Well, let me be clear. I gave them both to one friend because the other friend lived next or relatively close to the other. I was like, hey, can you give this to them next time you see them? I was like, yeah, sure. They didn't get it for like 9 months.
One of those small errands that just kind of slips through the cracks.
Yeah. Like, it's there. They have it. One of y'all just need to make the effort to go get it because I did not want it.
Have you ever been inside of a Five Below?
All the time.
Really? I did not know that this. Well, okay, so I was aware of its existence, but I didn't know like what it was.
Yeah, it's just a bougie Dollar Tree.
I went into my first Five Below earlier this week, and I found so much candy, that I couldn't get anywhere else, that I had been like actively searching for online. Yeah, I went crazy.
Yeah, there's one in Chicago that's 2 floors.
Oh.
Yeah,
I want to go.
I hate their website. It's not very intuitive in terms of like.
Oh, that website is janky. I think that's another thing that kept me out of there because I went to the website and I was like, ooh.
The website sucks. You be trying to search for things because like I've gotten a lot of my like LED lights and stuff. Like I just got 2 LED lights that I cannot even hang up in my house because I ain't got the space, but it's for my next move. But yeah, it was so hard to even try to find it. Like the name of it was hard to find. You can either search as like LED lights or like sign lights, and you'll get a whole bunch of stuff that's not even relevant.
I found a tablet stand in there. I found a tablet stand and a cell phone stand. And I love getting like those little tablet stands and like cell phone stands from like the Dollar Tree or like Five Below.
I have a light up desk mat. It doesn't light up now because it needs to be plugged into a USB port. I don't have any more USB ports for it. But it's basically just an extra long mouse pad.
That's cute.
That I have the keyboard on and my mouse on because I was scratching up the wood pretty bad. But yeah, it lights up. It has some pretty decent stuff. Yeah, the candy. I got a weighted blanket from them, like a small weighted blanket that I leave at my grandma's house.
Ooh.
And I recently just got. It's supposed to be a cell phone strap, but I'm using it as backpack straps for a bag I have, but I want to convert it into like a backpack style. It was like $10 for 2 of them. So yeah, it's Five Below. It's pretty cool. Things are more than $5. They say Five Below, but just like Dollar Tree and Dollar General, everything is not $1. It's just affordable.
I know. Did you see? What's his name? It's something Oliver. He's on HBO. He used to be on the Daily Show.
Yeah. I know you're talking about
Last week tonight, they did a thing on the Dollar Tree dollar stores and how they are raking in money hand over fist, and they have a business model to make money in any type of like economic environment. Like, jeez. And also they talked about how they're understaffed, and I have seen that with my own eyes. Like sometimes, like you see all this stuff like on YouTube, like, oh, I got all this cute shit at the Dollar Tree or the dollar store, and then like I go to the Dollar Tree near me, and I'm like, this place is like, they've got one person working here. Like the last time I went there, it had lots of customers. There was lots of like stuff that it looks like the one guy that was there was trying to like stock. And then I had to wait a long time for him to come back to the cash register because he was trying to like put stuff on shelves and also man the cash register, but he couldn't do both things at the same time because he's only one person. Uh, and that was a lot. Yeah. But I don't think the one near me has rats, so that's a good thing because that was another thing that they were saying.
Man, I remember one time, this wasn't a dollar store, but the local supermarket in my neighborhood had like mouse traps, and somehow my sister stepped on one.
Oh no!
Like, I think it was like slightly peeking out from like under the shelf or something. Somehow she stepped on it, and she pulled it out, and it was like a whole bunch of mice on it, and it all stuck to her shoe.
Oh no!
I'm pretty sure we abandoned her in the aisle because we were kids. We're like, ew.
You got mice. Out. You got mice. You got dead mice stuck to your shoe. Oh no. Yeah. Terrible. Well, all right. This week I am trying to get through this book in addition to all the other books, but I'll keep you abreast. And also trying to listen to The Bluest Eye, because it's long. It was a reading. Like, they really did mean like read. We're gonna read it, not necessarily discuss it, but we are gonna read it. But they had really nice reading voices, and they sounded like really prepared. So, kind of happy for that. You got anything on the agenda this week?
I'm supposed to be starting a new project at work.
Okay.
And I need to actually put effort into the artist's way. So
yes.
I will try to do that Monday.
I would love to hear how it goes.
You said you're on week 7?
Yep.
Yeah. These artist dates are fine. Interesting because it's like it sounds like I have to spend money, and I don't like that.
Oh, artist dates do not have to be expensive. Like, I've kept all of my artist dates.
About expensive. I said I don't want to spend money.
Then don't spend money. Go to a park. Go to a park that you've never been to.
I was going to run away to Milwaukee this weekend, but didn't because it was going to cost $50 on the train to go, and then another like $60 to go to this convention that I wasn't even going to stay the full day for. I was just going to shop, and there was no guarantee that the things I wanted was even going to be at the convention. So I did not want to spend almost $100 and not even find what I want, and then it would be $100 plus easily another $300 spent shopping. Like, I have a shopping list for my next convention.
Stick to that budget.
Yeah, so I had to tell myself, as much as I wanted to just run away, because it would have been easy to do, to just hold on to that money, because for like over half that cost, I could just go to the local convention in 2 months, spend $5 for the train, $50 to get in, even if I don't even really have to pay for a ticket, because nobody even be checking your badge like that, because I'm an honest person. I will pay my $55 for that day, and then spend like $300 on artists and books at a discount that I will not read for like an hour, like a year.
That's being responsible. I love that for you. One thing before I go that I know you're going to find infuriating. Okay, so we're not done, but I did get both Mom and Trevor interested in Avatar: The Last Airbender. But they only want to see the live action. Nope, they only wanted to see the live action. They insist upon seeing the live action. For some reason, they believe that because the cartoon is a cartoon, that it's for babies. But then, like, they are shocked and surprised and guffawed when I say, like, no, the genocide of the Airbenders, that was in the show. That was from the cartoon. He was like, well, what about Kyoshi? What of him going into the Avatar state and turning into Kyoshi? That didn't happen. I said, yes, it did. He was they're like, well,
yeah.
Mom still thinks that that what's his name? The firebender who's chasing all
Zuko.
around. Mom still thinks that Zuko has a birthmark.
Yeah.
She thinks that he has. We are on the episode where they have shown him before he got popped in the eye.
To be fair,
And after, and she's still like, nah, Fatima, that's a birthmark. And I was like, I've seen this before. It's not a birthmark. She was like, well, what
and
is it? And I was like, you
also
don't want to know what it is. That's a spoiler.
the cartoon, or not the cartoon, the live action, the makeup for that burn it does no justice to what his face looks like. In the hell, even in the movie, it was like half his face. Like he looked like Two-Face.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need your family to stop being so narrow-minded about cartoons.
What is it? What is it when you are biased against cartoons just because they are cartoons, even if they are telling like life-changing stories?
That's pretty much what it is. It's just a.
It should be some kind of ism.
It's
live actionism.
Because it's like, and that's what the people who created the live action were going for anyway. Like, oh, because it's the people, it's going to be taken more seriously, like Game of Thrones. And it's like,
and it's working on my mom. It's working on my mom and my brother, and that's frustrating to me.
And I mean, it's getting a season 2, and I think for a lot of the people who watch and enjoy it, they are unsullied from actually watching the cartoon and knowing where they are skimping in areas or just like storytelling is not where it could be. And again, like you said, the show, it mentions the genocide, but it does it in a tasteful way, a more tasteful way than the live action does, because the live action actually shows the genocide of the airbenders. They show the death of Katara's mom. In the cartoon, you just see the leftovers of the ambush on the air temple.
Yeah.
Or you get Katara's mom's death, but you can only imagine what actually happened, because Katara ran away and didn't actually see what happened, and when she finally confronts the man that killed her, I don't even think he actually said he killed her. Like, the word like killed and all that aren't really used, it's implied, and it's the implication, I feel like, was a lot stronger in the cartoon than the blatant display in the live action, just because death and violence is adult. There's maturity in restraint.
Right.
You know, like Aang seeing his mentor as a skeleton surrounded by bodies was so sad. Like, he didn't even say anything. He just went into Avatar state, and Katara and Sokka were just there to just bring him down. Like, it was like, it's okay, we're here. He ain't say nothing. He ain't vowed revenge. He was just mad and in that moment and just cried.
Right.
And that's all it took for you to know, like, it's on site. Like, well, and even then it really wasn't, because Aang was so against violence. If he ain't have to kill somebody, he didn't want to do it. So that was very much when we finally met Kyoshi, and he's trying to defend her, like, nah, the Avatar ain't kill nobody. This is a misunderstanding. And she possessed his body and said, yeah, I did it. And what? I do it again. and then the spirit said, what happened? They're like, you confess. You stood on business and literally confessed. It's like, oh. Well, and even in the end, when he's like, okay, no, seriously, I need to talk to every other Avatar. Do I really need to kill King Ozai?
Yes.
And everybody's pretty much saying, like, look, nigga, there comes a time in your life where you gotta make a tough decision, and this is gonna be one of your tough decisions.
Because it's not about you. It's not about
even the other airbenders were like, I mean, look around you, look at what they've done.
and
You
what
tell
they're
me,
going to do, what
and
you
what they're
know
going
they
to
are
do.
going to do. Yeah.
You have to stop him. You know, even the airbenders didn't necessarily say kill him. It just said
You
stop
can't.
him.
Well, you can't restrain him. You
But
can't hold him.
he ended up being able to, but he didn't learn that from his past self. He literally had to discover another route just by virtue of right place, right time. I don't know how the fuck he learned how to just take someone's bending. Like all these years and none of the other avatars knew that you could take bending away.
Which actually, I think dude would have preferred that you kill him.
Oh yeah, he was very egotistical.
He was ready to die for his cause, but not lose his bending. What the fuck?
Yeah, like, yeah, I'm surprised he ain't take himself out in the jail cell.
Right.
And even in just how the live action is treating Azula. Again, let the record show I have not watched the show myself. I've watched many of reviews and commentary on it and my brother's input on it, and one of his biggest issues with the fact that Azula is like, she's not the maniac. She's not, let me say this, she's not the threat that she was in the cartoon. Like that was one of the things that made her so cool. She's 14 years old and you were scared of her. She's talking to grown men. She is sunning grown men. Like in Ba Sing Se, when dude was like, "Oh, I've been outplayed," she's like, "You were never even a player."
Oh,
damn! Yeah, she's 14. She's old enough to be your child. She said you weren't even a player.
But she wants to be king. Like she.
But and she was making the right moves. Like she was making moves that made her a threat, that made her intimidating. She was physically imposed. Well, not physically imposed. She was still like a 14-year-old girl.
Right, but she could bend her ass off. So yes, she is physically imposing. Yeah.
She could plank. She could fly with blue flames. She could lightning bend. She knew how to, for the most part, manipulate you emotionally. That's why she was so pissed that like she thought she had her friends where she wanted them. You know, when she was like, you know, like when Mai turned on, she was like, "I love Zuko most. Like, you should have feared me more," type stuff. It's like this girl was a villain, but one that you enjoyed watching, and one who, for the most part, was making a lot of good moves, and not for any bullshit reason of I'm jealous of my brother. She didn't have to be jealous of Zuko. They said Azula was born lucky. Zuko was lucky to be born. That was what the family told them. Like that was what Zuko and Azula heard growing up. And he's the eldest son. And that's how they talked about it. There was so much they could have done in the live action just playing on that. Just in the fact that like Zuko didn't hate his sister. Like he didn't hate her.
And yet only this live action would have brought either my mother or my brother to this franchise at all.
And it's not like it's going to they don't seem to value your opinion of shows well enough to take your advice and say, listen, watch this show. Because I've had people who watched the movie and they're like, "Oh, I like the movie." I was like, "Oh, absolutely not." I told one of my friends, I'm like, "Don't talk to me again until you watch what the show is based on." They watched it and it was like, "I'm sorry, you're right."
I was not able to watch that movie because I saw the trailer and I was like, I
walked out. I tried to give it a chance. I walked out. I walked out at the end when at the battle with the spirit at the North Pole.
Yeah.
Because they did it. I forget how that ended, but it wasn't how it was done in the cartoon. That just made it good. It was just bad. It's just bad. The live action series is not as bad, but it's not as good either. And what's really upsetting is the fact that it's the same length as the season 1 of the cartoon. So there's a lot of emotional character beats that they had the time to do, but they don't because they have to keep retelling you the plot and motivations of everybody instead of just show don't tell.
But you know what? like lots of people are giving this version of Avatar shit for all of the exposition, but people who haven't seen it before, like my mother's really enjoying the exposition.
Yeah, no, like
because she is asking questions out loud and then they are answering it.
Yeah, this is no shade to your mom, but like today's audience is kind of stupid. Like the majority of the regular watching public, they don't want to think. They want you to just spoon feed them information and show them cool things on screen. You know, it's the same with like people who actually like that new Tyler Perry movie that's out, Mea Culpa. There are people actually saying they enjoyed it, and it's like
my mother's one of those people.
Yeah. Meanwhile, anybody
she keeps trying to get me to watch it.
Absolutely not. Meanwhile, any person who critiques the things that they watch, let alone the things that they like. Like if you like movies, you're going to go into it with a critical eye. And every person I've watched review it has had the same questions about certain story points, character motivations, plot hole. Like everyone has said the same thing. Black, white, male, female. They've all pointed out the same issues with the story. It don't make it. It's like, but again, those are people who watch and enjoy movies, if not as a profession, then as like a hobby. Like they live this. So when you don't do shit right, they're going to call it out. It's going to stand out to them. But when you're just someone who just watches just to turn your brain off, you don't care. There's certain things that you're looking for, and if that is met without you having to really think, you good. And that's why these movies keep getting made, and that's why people keep making money.
Oh, and now AI is here. AI is good for that industry. Tyler Perry is like, yes, AI.
I don't have to. So on top of not having a writer's room or an editor, I don't have to have actors.
Oh yeah, he is all over that. He said it's over for you hoes.
Yeah, he said I don't have to spend money. It can really just be me. Yeah. No, halt all expansion. In fact, you know what? We about to just sell the lot. I don't need all this no more. What do I need all this for? I just need one computer.
He got about to go get a MacBook Pro.
Yeah.
And spit out like 12 new series on BET and 5 new Netflix movies.
It's sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your family does not value your opinion enough to actually watch the part 2.
That's all right. I'm just trying to save myself and go to like my artist dates have consisted of going to like any place where I could get a used book, a DVD, physical media, so that I can just get what I can while I can, because this is we're also beholden to streaming now. It's like there's so much stuff where it's like if they take it away, like what you gonna do?
Man,
if you can't find it through piracy, what can you do? And the quality of things, I'm thinking, because AI is here and everybody's so eager to like use it to do things that it doesn't do well, like the quality of everything is going to deteriorate even further.
You gotta also make sure you get a system that can even play DVDs and Blu-rays. Like I don't know many places that even like sell those anymore. It's supposed to be like on Cowboy Bebop when they had to go down to Earth and find this old rickety shack somewhere on the back streets of China to find a Betamax player.
We still have a VCR. My DVD from my last laptop still works. I was just messing around with my old laptop to like clear out some things that I didn't need anymore, or to delete files or move them to an external hard drive. Like, yeah, I still I just bought a DVD player last year.
Yeah, I might need to invest in one. I have like an external CD DVD player that I needed, or it's a drive because the Macs didn't come with a drive anymore. That's how they start. They start where with the computers no longer having a drive. Because my laptop, no CD drive. MacBook, and this was from back in like 2015, 2016 maybe. No drive. The only thing outside of that external drive I have that can play a DVD is my PS4. And even then, I probably need to get it cleaned because sometimes shit be skipping. But yeah.
Oh, and my first laptop, it still works, and the DVD player still works. So yeah, I'm hanging on to all my old shit. I'm trying to keep it up as best I can.
Yeah, you're good. I find that you can go to like record stores. They usually have like DVDs, old like used DVDs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, I am so upset that like the half-priced books that used to be like in Milwaukee like that closed down. So now I have to go all the way out to some suburb to get to half-priced books. But hey, it counts as an artist date. It's an artist date when I go out there and I look around for used books, and DVDs, and CDs. And all the other weird shit they have in there, because they have some shit where it's just kind of like, this is not a used book. This is some new shit that you made just for half price of books, but that you can't get anywhere else. All right, well, I'm really gonna go this time.
All right.
I've
been family. They have no taste.
I will. I definitely will. And I'll try to bully them.
The AI character you talked to for an hour said they ain't got taste.
Yeah. Yes. They also call you the Avatar. Because we don't see your face.
The Avatar said they ain't got taste.
Yes, the Avatar said you don't have taste because you're not watching the right Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay.
All right, yeah. I've been Ash.
And I've been Fatima.
And this has been
Fatash.
Bye.
Goodbye.